Thanksgiving.
God's
been so good to me.
every day
He's blessing me.
every day.
Every day is a day of Thanksgiving. Oh, I went to training. I came in training at KTB in 1950, and went there 3 years, and that's how we got to Winston. And we picked a church to go to, so we went to Emmanuel Baptist Church, and Mother Mack was pastor there. So the group of us went, and we would go every Sunday, because we got out in time to get back to get lunch. And that's how we got started going down there. So that's where I met him too, at that time. And we kind of, courted during the time. And then after I finished training, then we got married.
Uniforms and everything, scissors in the back of our pinafores. Miss Mack all laid back, but she knew her stuff though. And she would always tell us, if your instructors come up here on the floor, just make sure you look busy. Miss Mack, how do you look busy? And she said, just walk fast and wash your hands off. This is my 51st reunion. I'm class of 1968. I came here from Greenville, South Carolina after I applied to Greenville General Hospital School of Nursing there, and they were affiliated with Furman University. And of course, Bob Jones is there in Greenville as well. This is 1965, long before integration.
Betty Horton, and she lives in Silas City. So she comes to the KTB reunion, and we see each other every year. Well, we just went to the services and kept going, and the interest just grew, and we got together. Well, he was like me. I didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to be bothered with a preacher. So he kept on, and, I finally decided to, give him a chance. And from then on, that's the way it was. And then after I finished training, then we got married. Oh, yeah. And on Friday nights, we would always have dances, so he got where he would always, the house mother liked him too. So she would, he got with her and talked to her. And I got a late leave on Friday night. Instead of going to the dance, we went out. Because he didn't want me down there dancing, so we just became more and more acquainted that way. Well, I got married, and then when my first job, after training, after 3 years, in 53, then I worked at Lexington Memorial Hospital. And then I got pregnant with arteria, and came on maternity leave, and after maternity leave, after she was born, then I started working at Forsyth. And so we worked, but before Forsyth, KTB was where I was. KTB was an all-black hospital, all departments, everything was run by black.
Wow.
And we had 3 shifts, all black doctors, special doctors, and everything was black. And it was wonderful, and all the patients done well, and we got good training because we made rounds with the doctor. It was just wonderful, different. Well, the organist was going to leave to go out of town, and so her daddy was wondering, what he was going to do. I said, well, I tell you what you said, Dad, I'll play for you. So he looked at her, and we didn't have a piano at that time, so I told him, I said, we'll get a piano. He said, well, we've on the apartment, or not apartment, the Parsons on Thurman Street. So he said, it's not large enough for us to get a piano. I said, come Christmas, a piano coming in here. And the piano did come, so Walter started playing, and she played ever since then. Well, it was quite a job, but to me, came kind of natural because I had to do it. I had to support my husband. And I was working to help too. So I would go to church and go to work. They were in all the sports and the games and whatnot, take them there and cooked. We didn't eat out. We cooked the meals, and it just worked fine. It was quite a job, but I handled it for the three churches, We went to evening service at Bonker and the morning service, at Emmanuel. And at New Hope, we would drive all the way down there to be down there for 9 o'clock and for service all day. So it just worked out beautiful. Yeah, we went to the beach, and this friend, Dolores, lived on the corner on Shalimar. And we invited her to go with us. And first she decided not to go. And then she called back and said that she was going. And so we said, well, be ready in the morning. So when we went to pick her up, she said, you sit up here in front with me and said, don't you sleep either. So I want you to stay awake and help me drive. So I said, okay. So we went on down to Murder Beach. Went to Murder Beach. And spent the night and everything and had fun. So coming back, she stopped at the store and got 3 bars of candy and got some gas. And she got back in the car, and she broke a piece of candy with me, gave me a piece of it. I said, I wonder why she bought 3 bars and you were going to give me a piece. So I didn't say anything, so we ate that. And then we went about another half a block, and she paused, instead of going across the street. I said, what you stopping for? She said, I was just trying to see this way. I said, well, you and Clifton talked about the way to go. And so they said no more. She took off. In about 5 minutes, the car went up the hill and back down and back up the hill like that. We was coming north.
Yes.
And truck was coming south. And I think they said brake shoes. All we know is we saw 3 objects coming right to the windshield. We didn't have time to say, watch out enough. And it came through the windshield and, cut her face.
Yes.
And I was sitting right there, so Walt, you came running. And I said, well, Walt, it's not me, it's Dolores. I said, well, I believe she, I said, let's check her. Check, couldn't find her pulse. So the ambulance had gotten there in a minute, and they took her. But she passed, she died instantly. It was something, it happened so quick and everything. And I know how close it was for me, so nobody but the Lord took care of us, It was her time. Later on, I had a little lump and went to the doctor, and he said it was cancer. So it was just one. So I said, well, now, if you usually go to the next one, I said, so just take both. And that's what he did. So I got along well with that. And now it's a 13-year survival. Well, one thing about it, when the doctor tells you got it, you have to just brace yourself and know to put it in the Lord's hand, and just hope it'll come out everywhere. And that's what I did. And he just worked it out. I got along wonderful. Wonderful, and today I'm still cancer-free. She's the oldest, and she's She's one. All of them are wonderful. All of them are wonderful. And she loved church, and she followed her dad and played for him all the time. You know. Sackett is wonderful too. Sackett just about know everything that, you know, what I like, the way I like it done, whatever not. She's my right hand too, both of them.
Yes.
Monica, she loved to go with her friends, you know, loved to travel, she loved to party, and she loved church. So Walter, he's always been my boy.
Yeah.
And you always loved church, and you would go with your dad, and you'd be always with him when he would go. And the last time he went to Bonkham before he died, you went with him that morning because he wasn't feeling well, and I asked you to ride along with him, and we came on later. And you drove him that day to Bonkham for the last service. And you were only 14 years old, but he let you drive. So when I heard that, I said, no, he really wasn't feeling good. So after he preached that 11 o'clock sermon, that's when he got sick, after. And so you drove him back home, and you were just his right hand, just like him. And you're just wonderful, wonderful. And since he's passed, you've been just like father, son, whatever you want to call it, you've taken care of all of it. And you went out to church saying, I'll take care of him, Dad, I'll take care of him. And you've done just that. You're just wonderful. Chris is wonderful. Chris, the baby boy. So Chris is one you can always put your hands on when you need a favor done right then or whatnot, you know. He's always right there and willing to do anything to help anybody. And he loves his family, he loves church, and loves sports. Yeah, Belinda was done. She lived in Washington, and she was sick for a little while there. But she would come to see us often, and she attended Emmanuel many times. And she passed about a couple of years ago. They just like new life, you know. And all of them different ages, so they just keep you young all the time because they keep something going on all the time, and they're very active, you know, in sports and church. That they live to be, you know, proud little young ladies and young men, and do well, you know. And they seem to be doing that now, you know. Very proud of them, every one of them. Well, they've been, since you've been pastor there, and I knew Union before he became pastor there too, when Reverend McDaniel was there and everything. And they have just been a wonderful congregation. And we're just very proud of the progress you made there. And you couldn't have made it without the cooperation of the church. And they're a very beautiful church. And so was New Hope when you passed it there, you know, in Bonkham. So it's just been wonderful. Emmanuel, the same thing, you know. My husband pastored there 33 years, and they were wonderful too. So they're my church too. So I get to tip over there every now and then, but they're mine too, you know. And they've been beautiful the whole time, and it's just been wonderful. So I've enjoyed being First Lady. The same thing for Bonkham. We were down there a few months ago, and they were happy to see us, you know, and they were concerned about us still and everything. The family just grew, you know. Each time it was just larger and larger, so all of them still included. including New Hope and all the churches. I'm 90 years old now, and I thank the Lord. It has been enjoyable. Been some hard days and some days, but through it all, the Lord brought me through. And I wouldn't take nothing for the journey. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And the Lord will take care of it.